Hope everybody had a great trading day today. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. Oops. Still don't understand why it does that sometimes. It like only copies the link. Okay, cool. So that there. And there. And good to go. All right. So good stuff, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So today's gonna be this week's gonna be a fun one. Today we're gonna go day by day, and we're gonna take a look at Tesla and see what kind of setups we get on Tesla today. Or throughout the day, right? So good stuff there. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. Let's take a look here. Give me 1 second. So I'm gonna do this right here. Here. Okay, cool. So good stuff. So before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off in the market here today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening, and then we're going to go through the topic, and then we'll take a look at questions and chart requests. So let's get started. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to mention to you guys is I'm going to see if we can find something too that sets up. Remember DKNG last night? What an epic move on that one, right? Really, really nice trade on that. So I'm going to try to find something too for us to look at going into tomorrow. So we'll see. It doesn't look like there's too much setting up tonight that looks like an action name, but we'll look out for it. Anyway, SPX guys, green. Back again on the monthly chart right here. So we're down 3 points here, but it wasn't enough to turn it red, right? So weekly chart, inside week here so far. Daily chart, NR7 inside day, right? Here's the narrow. So 1, 2. Today's range was a choppy day today, 16.68. This one was 19. This one was 18. 14. I guess it wasn't an NR7 day. Sorry, I made a mistake. NR4 day. NR4 day, though. Narrowest range in 4 days. Forgot about these little guys. I was looking for the nearest inside day, but still, compressed range right here, Harami move. So the real question is, right, is this push up here going to be sideways and then up? Are we going to see a measured move up going into tomorrow? Right now, the futures are kind of flat, which we'll take a look at here in a minute, but it is possible that we could see another impulsive wave up. Our recent wave count that's been playing out pretty well right here is showing this kind of subwave 1 right here, ABC wave 2. And it looks like we could be working on a wave 3 right now, and this looks like a 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 subwave 1 of wave 3. So we'll see if we get a little upside tomorrow, maybe a pullback for a gap fill, and then maybe more upside, right? So we'll see how that goes going into the rest of the week here. Other than that, really not too much going on this week. There's been some news, inflation talk. Apple is going today. We've got the SPX roll, right? So that means we're switching contracts on the S&P futures from the June expiration into the September. Right, so sometimes we do see selling into that. That could justify this wave 2 pullback potential here that might be coming after we get a little bit of an up move. Right, so let's see how that goes. And generally, we've been seeing low volume, right? So it's kind of been this slow drift up. So it hasn't quite been incredibly easy, but we've still been doing well with it, right? So good stuff there. Let's take a look at the S&P futures and see what we are up to or down to here this evening. So if we go here, let's take a look. We are up about $1.50 right now. Like I said, kind of choppy stuff. But what an interesting day today, right? So the big move today was the 2B reversal, right? So this is kind of the big area right here, guys. The 2B reversal is we have a candle that pierces the lowest this lowest pivot level right here. So this is the candle right here, this red one, and then once you break above it, right, that's your entry, right? So here's your entry candle right here, and then we ended up working our way up off of the 2B reversal. Very powerful reversal technique. Also, maybe could be a little bit of an abbreviated shark pattern too on the harmonic side. So ended up getting a nice rally up here today. The other thing I liked about this too was just the straight geometric breakout that we had, right? So it's nice stuff here. It was more of a triangle on the SPY today, so it was kind of just like this. Kind of somewhat channel right here, but a nice breakout here today, retrace, and then an up move here on the S&P futures. So good stuff there. Not really too much to really kind of get too excited about here overnight. There's a little bit of a pivot right here, so keep an eye on that geometric line. There is this going on right now here. So we can kind of see how that goes throughout the evening. You can do a tight one right here just to see how that holds, right? And then get a little bit of a Barracuda type setup. So we'll see how that holds going into the rest of the evening. Other than that, guys, we got that going on. Of course, we got job numbers coming out later this week and all that stuff. So and then next week is Fed week, right? So we've got the Fed is actually reporting is doing their FOMC meeting on Wednesday next. So that's something to keep an eye on there too. Cool. So good stuff, guys. Well, this is gonna be a fun week. So this week we're gonna be profiling Tesla, and we're going to be looking at chart patterns on Tesla, right? So that are setting up throughout the day, that are looking kind of interesting, right? So cool stuff there. So let's take a look at Tesla and see what it gave us here today. So what I really like about Tesla today is that despite as bearish as I am on it, right? So let's go to kind of the macro chart right here and just kind of take a look and see what we've been working on, right? As you guys know, I've been pretty bearish on this one since the last down move, right? Really, it looked like a zigzag move, right? We had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, ABC up, and it looks like we're working on a symmetrical move back down here, back to the center of this triangle, right? Which makes bow and arrow support here and a nice gap support there too. So it does make sense that it could work its way down. So it looks like here we're in a 1, 2, 3. Looks like we finished wave 4 right here. This could be part of this could be like kind of the wave 1, 2 of wave 5, and then we could see 3, 4, 5 down right here, right? So I'm kind of tracking that on Tesla, but we did get a nice move, right? And so what was the so what are a couple patterns that we're looking at right here, other than the Elliott wave pattern? So if we go to the daily chart, kind of an interesting one to keep an eye on here is the potential for a bear flag, right? So we've got this going on, right? So we have this sideways down. So look for a breakout below this breakdown below this geometric level to finally maybe take out that pivot, which is the bottom of this trend box, and give us a momentum move down here to fill this gap, or at least test that gap, right? So that would kind of give us our move, right? So keep an eye on that. There's one chart pattern that we're looking at there in Tesla. Now let's look at the intraday and see a couple ones that were happening right here. And a lot of times, like I said, I like to go to the macro time frames and kind of see what's going on. And this is one that we pointed out in the group today. I'm going to go to I'm going to just kind of bring up a clear chart right here. So pretty cool stuff, right? So this is the 60-minute chart right here without extended hours on. I'm going to put the extended hours on here. And what I want to show you is something pretty cool that we were tracking intraday here, guys. Intraday sideways head and shoulders pattern, right, off of the 1-hour chart. So check this out. Here, I love these patterns. These are some of the more reliable ones. Your horizontal ones don't tend to be as reliable, right? But these ones can give us nice momentum moves, right? So here's your shoulder, right? Here's your head. Here's your shoulder, right? And then you get your nice geometric breakout right here for a good momentum move. 598 breaks 600 and got to 610, right? For a nice 12-point move through there. Even if you missed the lows today, there was this nice move here. And what I really like about this one, guys, and one of my favorite things to do is to combine chart patterns, right? So here we're generally pretty bull. We're leaning a little bit bullish on here. Hey, if we can get over this geometric line, we could see a momentum move, right? And so what then we could do is look on the lower term time frame and look for a potential setup there, right? So let's take a look here, and then let's go to the clear chart right here. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so here's our inverse head and shoulders, sideways inverse head and shoulders right here. But what else do you guys see here intraday? Anybody? What do you guys see there on Tesla? What did it do today? Cup and handle pattern intraday today, two, right? So we had this. Here's the cup, right, and here's the handle. And guess where the brim line was? Right here, right at the 15 orb high today. What an incredible opportunity on this one, right? So you have nice cup, handle, breakout, right, with increased volume. That's important, right, for a breakout, right? Retrace, and then see it with the momentum move through the head and shoulders breakout right there. Just an incredible move today. So when combining multiple chart patterns, it can be very powerful. So cool stuff, guys. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. That shows us how we like to look at chart patterns intraday, and combining them can be extremely powerful. We're still tracking that larger bear flag on the daily chart. So we'll see if that does start to break down. We may see some downside momentum moves on Tesla from there. But in the meantime, we'll see how it holds going into tomorrow, and we'll find some fresh intraday chart patterns on that as well. So good stuff, guys. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. So at this point now, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff, guys. Let me go to the daily chart. We've got a few sent in. So Alphabets sent in a few via Twitter. Had some great ideas last night. Let's take a look here and see what we've got going on today. Let's see. So first one on the list is Loco. So let's take another look at Loco. We had a fun last night on the Elliott Wave Show, guys. Nice hammer candle right here that closed above the 80 MA, and a good push here back above it and into the cloud. The only thing I would really like to have seen on this is a little bit more volume, right? But we'll see what we can do. See what we can add in the cloud. Let's see if we can hold the bottom of it as support, right? So good stuff there. Wow, wow. Okay, so with a potential zigzag move down right here, line in the sand is the highs, right? Line in the sand is the highs, but generally kind of grinding its way up here. Could be an A, B, C type move right here. If it fails, or if you start to see some volume that closes under the 80 MA, I'd watch out, right? This thing could work on that symmetrical move down and possibly come to this support level down here too. So that's another one to kind of keep an eye on there as well. But inside day here so far, so it could go either way. And then EVBG, let's take a look. EVBG with a decent recovery today off of the lows, right back to the 80 MA, but still under it, right? So a little bit of caution there too. I like the volume. I really would like to have seen it get over the 80 MA. That would have been nice. So good stuff there. Really appreciate it, Alphabets. I hope you're doing great out there. And Shirley, sending a few in via email. Shirley, hope you're doing great too. You've got XP on the radar, so experience points, right? So let's take a look at this one right here. So we're under the geometric line right here. I'd really like to see us get out of it and get out of the cloud right here to see this thing get going. Otherwise, it could just be a retrace to the 200-day moving average. REXR, let's take a look. I don't think I've ever heard of this one. Rexford Industrial. Okay, so cool. Well, it's definitely in a bullish pattern, right? It's because we're trending up, and it did give a fresh high right here with the increasing volume, so that's good. So continue to look at it, right? It looks almost cup and handle-ish too, like cup and handle breakout here as well. So see if that gets any follow-through for you. Otherwise, see how it handles the retrace and if it's ready to bounce off of that. HTA, let's take a look. Yeah, Health Trust America, amazing move on this one too, right? Big push here over the 50-day moving average. Upper shadow off the top of the cloud, but wow, incredible move there with volume. So we'll see if that gets any follow through. CELH, let's take a look. Yeah, Celsius Holdings. This is a tricky one right here. So, but we've got it held support pretty well, and we got a nice uptrend going right here. So maybe give it a little time for the 80 MA to catch up, but might want to consolidate a little bit, give us like a little bit of a pennant maybe, and then get going. So, but otherwise, it's been pretty epic here. So nice find on that one. And then CCIV, let's take a look. CCIV, guys, good stuff right here. Inside day up on this one. So Churchill Capital, what is this? The Lord Sound Motor type thing. Anyway, inside day up right here. Increased volume into the cloud. So this is a very, very bullish scenario, and it's also getting out of like a major congestion, right? So this is an important close for this one here today, right? See if we can work its way up and maybe test. We got this level up here is the next level to test. Here it's about 27 and 30 cents right here, and then here, right, and then here. Those are kind of the big levels there for CCIV, but very, very nice start on that one today. Good find. Great stuff, Shirley. Really appreciate it. John, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at PayPal and see how that's looking here. So PayPal, again, inside day here today, over the 80 MA. Could be working on a kind of harmonic pattern right here. Kind of get this. Right? So, if we do an Elliott wave count on this one, this could be a leading diagonal here on the 1 minute chart. So we may see a little bit of a pullback, right? Kind of a wave two, and then kind of work its way up to the up that wing, right? So keep an eye on that one. TSM, always a tricky name here because of all the gaps that it does, right? But also looking pretty interesting, right? Kind of grinding its way up too. Look to see if it can give us a 618 retrace and then see how it holds, and maybe like it'll come down here and then kind of get through the thin cloud. Okay, so that's definitely a good one to look at there. Awesome stuff. And Krishna, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Penn. And so Penn, very interesting. This is on Paul's. You guys mentioned this one yesterday. Paul really liked this one. Great pullback here, nice retrace, and then really started to get going here today. Good move on that one over the 80 MA on Penn. Great find on that one yesterday too. CLVS, let's take a look. CLVS with a nice lower shadow here off of the 80 MA. So let's see if that gets any follow through. Again, a lot of the pharma names were strong today. I don't know if anybody saw BIIB today. What an incredible candle on this one for their Alzheimer cure drug, like approval or semi-clinical trial or whatever they got going on anyway. But huge stuff there on this one. Big volume on that. Incredible candle, guys. Range of this candle today was 182 points. Wow, what a day. Incredible stuff. OTAS, what's going on? FSLY, I love it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones going into tomorrow. I like how it's breaking out of this range with increasing volume. So a very, very nice find on FSLY. Zoom, let's take a look. Zoom's another nice one too. Great breakout candle right here. Would like to have seen it get through a couple of these levels. So it's kind of radar only right now because this could be the end of the line and then pulls back and then gets ready to go again. But it's had a pretty decent move since earnings. So nice move there. And then Laser. Laser looking pretty good. Again, we're looking to maybe see if it could do a retrace right here and get going, but it did finish green today, so a nice little move on Laser. And Boeing, another one of my favorite ones going into tomorrow too. Nice lower shadow bounce off of the 80 MA, and we'll see if that gets any upside follow through again too. Of course, watch, it's been struggling with these resistance here. It might be working on kind of a larger kind of cup, and then we could see a handle and then kind of break out of there, right? So that's definitely something to keep an eye on too. Good stuff. And Riot Keeper, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Square. So Square with a inside day yesterday failed to break down and kind of worked its way back up again. So let's see if that gets any more follow through on that. Volume is a little bit blah, but doesn't mean it's not trying to work its way up. IOVA, let's take a look right here. Yeah, nice breakout out of this range right here so far. Let's see if that gets some follow through too. And then TTD, let's take a look. So TTD with an increased volume candle right here over the ADMA. And we really just want to see if this thing's ready to go, right? So let's look for follow through. And they've got a stock split coming up too, because they could try to do a stock split run up here through the thin cloud before that actually happens. And you still have the open gap above as well. So pretty cool stuff there. So OTOS, what's up? Yeah, doing great. Thanks so much. But wanted to ask, what is the 15 orb? The 15 orb, 60 anchor mean? Yeah, exactly. Great question. Okay, so these are the 15 orb is the opening range bar, or the ORB is the opening range bar, right? And that gives us a range that gives us good levels throughout the day. What we found is that the 15 orb plays out really well when we have something that's gapping on news, right? It could be earnings, it could be special news, things like that. So we like that. Usually the 30 orb comes around when we've got the 30 orb comes around when we've got a the day 2, 3, or 4 after the 15 orb, and a lot of times that we can see some playouts there, especially after earnings off of those levels. And then finally, the 60 anchor is if we close with an inside 60 at the end of the day, based on the no aggregation, the aggregation starts at 9:30. Basically, an inside 30 at the end of the day it gives us key levels of interest to trade at the open, right? So here's a couple little. I'm going to post these down here. A couple Twitter links in there that you might want to see. That gives you some basic explanations of those. And here's a good orb anchor review video right here that I'm going to post at the bottom. Be sure to check that one out too. So good stuff there. Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. So yeah, PLBY, let's take a look, was going to start another multi-day move, but S1 after the bell. Yeah, I was going to take a look at PLBY. Let's take a look here. Yeah, just kind of nice candle today, but just not really. Yeah, not so much after hours there, right? So let's take a look. And what else we got? We got Netflix on the radar. So Netflix looking interesting. A couple upper shadows here off the ADMA. Big upper shadow yesterday. We're basically still contained within this this range, right? This wild range. Let me actually get this. Just fix that there. All right, so still contained within this just this chopness, right? And we also have this big gap above that we're just been rejected by the 200-day moving average. So this is a tough one, guys. I generally lean pretty bearish on this name. Let's see how it goes. Any breakdown below this level, this 485 area, could be pretty nasty for it. So a little bit of caution there too. But it's a wild name. Sometimes it just reverses. It goes up, it goes down, goes up, goes down day by day, right? It's a tricky name. Banny, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks, Mike. Really appreciate it. Apple. Okay, so Apple, guys. Good candle on Friday, but low volume, right? So today just really didn't get a lot of follow through on it. It helped with the intraday, right? We got a little bit of a bounce finally, a little bit of a harmonic move here off of our signal zone for a nice bounce, but really just not a lot of bullishness on it, even after their developers conference, right? So a little bit of caution there. Yeah, my pleasure. And then Amazon, let's take a look. So Amazonius here, let's see. Let's see what we got. So Amazon in the zone, guys. Just a little bit of caution right here. Lower shadow today to kind of come back in range. Doji. It stretched out the trend box right there, but any increased volume closed below today's candle. Today's candle's low, right? Could be a little bit sketchy there for Amazon, but let's see if they try to rally things up. Michael Phillips, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at MViz. Let's take a look at MViz. MViz, okay, yeah, nice candle the other day, right? Good push, and then a pullback, and then we're kind of gapped up and back in this range right here. So let's see if MViz can get going again. AMC again tried to take the double inside day up and came back in range, so a little bit of caution there. FCell was a great candle today, nice push, increased volume into the cloud, might be getting ready to work on an earnings run. Fossil. FOSL, a big inside day here at the ADMA. So let's see how that holds if we break over those highs. Next, let's take a look here. A little bit choppy after, but a huge candle on this one today. Big break on that one. Nice find there on this one. Again, a couple of these wild names right there have been given some interesting moves. BNGO, let's take a look. BNGO with a gap up and increased volume on this and into the cloud, right? A lot of these kind of biotech names had some interesting strength today. And then inside day here on Workhorse, we'll see if we try to take that up here, but it was just such a big upper shadow the other day off of a resistance. It's hard to see if it could kind of pick up the steam again. I think it would have probably gotten going today if it really wanted to. mRNA, again, big push here, guys. Look at that cup and handle breakout on that one, and still getting follow through on it, which is pretty incredible. And then Clove, again, another one of these names. I guess trust the process, trust the process. It finally finished that bearish harmonic move, right? And it kind of gave us this, this funky start right here, but a huge candle on this one today. So kind of like a meme type move here today. So pretty wild stuff. Great stuff. Awesome, Mike. I really appreciate it. Bulls got hungry over the weekend. I love it. And Clove, I got you. I got accretion data, so we're good there. And then Rahul, let's take a look at AMAT. We just looked at Clove, so good stuff there. We'll see if we can get some follow through on that one. AMAT looking interesting, right? So let's just kind of see how it holds right here. It was getting strong the other day, last week, right? We got a nice gap up on it. We've been kind of going sideways since there. So just gave us a geometric line here. So now let's see if we can get above that with some volume. And then Tweeter, let's take a look at this here too. So Tweeter with a good push over the ADMA, possibly with some room to the 50-day moving average. So good stuff there. And Rahul, yeah, you got Sarah, nice. And increased volume here over the ADMA. Look for some follow through on that. PLTR, this is such a tricky name. It's been so tough, but it's grinding its way up. We finally got some increasing volume right here. Now let's see if we can get over those recent highs and try to get out of this cloud. And then DKNG, guys, from our radar from yesterday. Increased volume on this one. Double inside day up. Huge action name. It was in the bubble report. We talked about it last night. And what a nice find on this one yesterday. So a big push here, guys. And great stuff. I really appreciate it. So good. And David, nice. Good to see you. Thanks. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing great. Let's take a look at Pola. Let's see. So Pola Power. Let's take a look here. So yeah, lots of upper shadows right here at the cloud. Again, give it some time, and then see if we can kind of get out of here with some volume, and then maybe get going. Right. So we'll see how that goes. FUV. Let's take a look. FUV, good volume, pushing in the cloud right here. Looks like it's got some strength on it, so let's see how that goes. And eyes, let's take a look. So eyes with a decent candle here today over the 50-day moving average, low volume, makes a tough one right here. So good stuff, guys. I really appreciate everybody for hanging in through the show here today. Hopefully you guys found it helpful as we looked at chart patterns and then looked at chart requests too. Really appreciate everybody's questions and requests. And before everybody gets going, for everybody that stayed here today, let's take a look and see what we've got maybe setting up for tomorrow. So there's two names that are looking kind of sort of interesting to me. So I don't really see too much setting up in tomorrow, like an action name like basically like I would call DKNG from the other day, but there's a couple of banks here that are looking kind of interesting and starting to get tight. I haven't yet decided which one, if one of these are going to make the bubble report, but Bank of America with the double inside day. I think this is one that could give us a move tomorrow, right? If it pops above the basically like 43 and a quarter, drops down below 43, we might see a move on Bank of America. We've seen some good moves on these before. And another one to look at too is Citi Financial. This one got really tight as well. It had a nice drop the other day, a decent move down to the ADMA, and it's getting really tight here again. So kind of keep an eye on these banks tomorrow. See if the XLF gives us any clues and which ways those might go, and we'll see if we can get some action out of those. Of course, we'll be looking at if you got any questions and you guys are in our Discord. We're happy to answer those there throughout the day and on the live stream in the morning. But hopefully you guys will find that helpful. So good stuff. All right, guys. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning here on YouTube for the Good Morning Market Prep video, and also, of course, in our group in the Bubble Report and in the Discord. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thanks again for tuning in. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first, and stay safe. See you and stay in the game, and we'll talk to you guys soon.